So inductive teaching occurs when the teacher provides data or experiences from which students can draw conclusions to uncover concepts or generalizations. Okay, so it's up to you to find out what the concept is. Usually in regular teaching, I tell you what the concept is, and then I teach you about the concept, and we do the concept together, and then you practice it alone. This time, you have to look at examples of the concept and then non-examples of the concept in order to figure out what the concept is. So a lot of the thinking is going to be done by you, not by me. Okay? So much of the learning that occurs in daily life is inductive. Okay? We learn most concepts through experience with examples rather than through direct teaching. So individuals construct meaning best when they interact with new information in real contexts and use it in meaningful ways. Okay, so this type of learning is more related to the way we learn things in real life. Okay, there's no one in real life to guide you by the hand and tell you what every single thing means. You have to come up with those concepts on your own. And sometimes you're right, other times you're wrong. So this time we're going to see how right you can possibly be. Here are your objectives. ELA students will be able to define and identify two major concepts of op-eds. So really all I want you to write down on your paper, and you can write this on the back of your paper. You're going to write down define and identify two major concepts of op-eds. Utilize inductive thinking and generalizations to discover meaningful conclusions. And then the last one is take a stand on an important social issue and respond efficiently to an op-ed. All right, so I'm going to present you with your examples of the concept and your non-examples of the concept. Okay, so in the boxes on the handout, the top box or the box at the top that says definition. Remember, we don't fill that out until last. That's when we discover what the concept is. But where it says the examples are the yeses, and the non-examples are the no's. So like this would be a no. Or a non-example, obviously it's a no. A play would be a non-example. And so you would fill it in, you have to at least fill in 3. So there's going to be a bunch of them. So you have to at least fill in 3. Good morning. Happy birthday.
Hey cousin, what up, boy?
Let's say happy birthday to 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday to you. Ready? So remember, you can fill in your examples boxes and your non-examples boxes with any of the material that you want to, but as long as you fill in all of them. So here's a non-example of the concept. Don't pay so much attention, just like last time, don't pay so much attention to what's said, but how it's being said. Okay? So LeBron James is a talented basketball player. This is a non-example. This is not saying that he's not talented, it's just saying that this is a non-example. Okay? LeBron James is a talented basketball player. William Shakespeare wrote A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is an example. This is a yes. If you choose to write this one down in the yeses, that's fine. Painting with a Twist offers a course in canvas painting. This is an example. Barack Obama is a great president. Of course, that would be was. This was made a couple of years ago. But Barack Obama was a great president. This is a non-example. My cousin Tiffany makes chocolate pudding. Okay? This is an example. My cousin Tiffany makes chocolate pudding. Fried foods taste terrible. This is a non-example. Jennifer Lopez has just released a book. This is an example. Hold on, I'm going to move out the way just a second. Everyone should know about our country's past. This is a non-example. The DIA, or the Detroit Institute of Arts, is a fine place to spend the afternoon. This is a non-example. There are 9 planets in our solar system. This is an example. Okay, so compare the yes and the no exemplars silently to form ideas about the critical attributes of the concept. So you're going to write at least 3 yeses down and at least 3 nos down. And then take a few minutes to compare and contrast the yeses and the nos to try to figure out what the concept is. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now it's going to be up to you to label these as yes or no. So once you've studied the yeses and the nos, hopefully you came up with some type of pattern that can help you to judge some new examples. So I'm going to put up some new examples, and it's going to be first. Harvard Hill on Tuesday, November 4th, 2014?
Yes.
Donna has been training hard all year. She will win first place in the track competition.
No.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was involved in the signing of a historical agreement between Turkey and Armenia to establish normal diplomatic relations and reopen their borders.
Yes.
Sounds like we're conflicted on that one. Okay, because my baby sister was bitten by an untamed pit bull, those dogs cannot be trusted around children unless they are properly trained by a professional.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to judge them. For the first one, survey said that it was a yes. Okay, Donna has been training hard all year. She will win first place in the track competition. Did we say this was a yes or a no?
No.
This is a no. Survey says no. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was involved in the signing of a historic agreement between Turkey and Armenia to establish normal diplomatic relations and reopen their borders. Is this a yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Okay, we're a little conflicted on this one.
It's yes.
Okay, some say yes, others say no, but the survey says this is a yes. Okay, the last one. Because my baby sister was bitten by an untamed pit bull, those dogs cannot be trusted around children unless they are properly trained by a professional. Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Okay, so we are conflicted on this one also. Some say yes, others say no. So but the survey says it's a no.
Ah.
Okay? I want you to tell me how. Okay, so I want you to look at the differences between these, and then I want someone to tell me whether they got all of them marked correctly or how close they got to marking them correctly. Got it? You got 3 right.
I thought the last one had yes.
Okay? So we'll come back to Gaia's. Did anyone else get higher than 3 correct? Did anyone get all 4 correct? Did anyone else get 3 correct? 3 correct. Okay, so the people who got 3 correct, I think there are about 4 of you who got 3 correct. What were you noticing between the yeses and the nos? Is it okay?
The yeses were mostly were like facts or whatever, and the nos were like opinions. So.
Wrong. No, playing.
What?
Okay, so she said she perceived it to be the yeses seemed more factual, where the nos were more of opinions. Okay. Got it?
The yeses seem to be more details on the subject.
Okay. The yeses seem to have more details, and that's why I threw you off with the last one, because it was a little more detailed. Okay. Micah. Okay. You thought it was more facts versus opinions. Okay. That was idiotic. No, okay. Okay. Daytona. Okay, facts versus opinion. Okay, well, let's see what it says. Okay, so here's the concept and the definition. So this time, we're going to actually put the word inside of the word box, and then the definition inside of the definition box. Okay, okay, drum roll please. Bing. Fact and opinion. So Zakiya and Micah and Daytona are actually right. That's why I gave you such a hard time.
I deserve a chosen ticket.
Yeah, I'll give you all the trouble too. Put fact and opinion in the word.
We can't write all that down. We can't write that.
I mean, I would at least write down the first sentence of each one. sense to help you identify it, then I would write it down. But no, you have to write all of it down. You can paraphrase. But in the word box, put fact and opinion. Right below the word box in that triangular area, put the definition of a fact in there. In the definition box above the word box, put the definition of an opinion. So, whenever we're talking about argumentation, Chanel, put that away, please. Whenever we're talking about argumentation, and we're talking about reasoning, so we've been talking about the fact of argumentation has to be backed up with a process called reasoning. Okay, and that's how we, Liddell, sit up. Liddell, come back to number 7. Come back to number 7, please. That's how we're able to convince people to take our way of thinking over their own status quo way of thinking, is that we back it up with evidence or facts in a process called reasoning. Okay? In a process called reasoning, we use evidence, data, and facts. So that's why I said in that conversation about who's the best basketball player, we would have to use factual information, because based on our opinions, it can go on forever. We would have to be able to stop that conversation somewhere and limit it to just the fact. So a fact is a statement that can be proved true or false. Okay? A fact can be checked by research or by personal observation. Facts can be verified by consulting sources such as a reference book, reliable website, or consulting an authority. Next, an opinion. An opinion is a statement that expresses someone's personal feelings or judgments or predictions about a topic. An opinion cannot be proved or verified, but they can be validated or supported by related facts from accredited sources. Opinions often contain judgment words such as believe, best, worst, should, or probably. Okay? Okay, so if you wanted to know what an op-ed is, you don't have to write this down. An op-ed is a page of special features, usually opposite of the editorial page, okay, of a newspaper. An essay in a newspaper or magazine that gives the opinion of the writer and that is written by someone who is not employed by the newspaper or magazine. Okay, so an op-ed would really be like us giving our opinion on an article in a newspaper already. Okay? So like if you published it on social media, or if you had an opportunity to post it in a newspaper. Okay, so I want you to give me one more fact and one more opinion of your own. In the box, right, that big box at the bottom, I want you to give me one of your own facts, one of your own opinions. One of your own facts based on anything. One of your own facts, one of your own opinions. And the reason it's important to know the difference between a fact and an opinion is so that you can start to tell when someone is feeding you some BS or when they're actually giving you the real. Tomorrow we will talk about Taylor Swift and look at an actual op-ed. And like I said, in your objectives, you'll be able to take a stand on it and just like right here, write up your own miniature op-ed. So we were talking about in the PowerPoint presentation, I said that was an inductive lesson. And I could not tell you exactly that what type of lesson it was at first, because that's the purpose of inductive. You have to try to figure out what it is. So now this is the direct version of it. So this is me giving you the concept and then teaching you how to do it. So we're still talking about facts and opinions. So at the top it says, have you heard the saying, don't believe everything you read, Whether you're buying a CD player or researching a report topic on the internet, you have to decide which pieces of information you discover are accurate and reliable. Okay? So when we say don't believe everything that you read, we mean that some of those things are people just giving you their opinion. Others are probably actually facts, and you can test if they're facts or not. So we go on to proving facts. What's a fact? Militia.
What?
What's a fact? It's on the and you should know what a fact is.
I was daydreaming. Wait. Let's come back.
Even if it wasn't on the paper, like what would be your natural reaction to me asking you what's a fact? Okay, something that can be proven. Something that you really can't argue against. All right, so write that down. Okay, a fact is, it's at the top of page 490. It's in burgundy. It says a fact is a statement that can be proved. Okay, a fact is a statement that can be proven. There are two different types of facts, and actually there are more different types of facts than that. Okay, so in the book it says that there are two different types of facts, but there's actually more different types of facts than that. It says that there are observations and there are definitions. So there are things that we observe. There are things that we actually observe, and no one can tell us that we didn't observe it, but that would cause for a little bit more proof. So it's like, well, how do you know that that's true? Because I saw it myself. Okay, so that's the truth just in that. That's the factual evidence just in that. And then there's definitions. And usually the definitions are universal. So you should be able to report to any type of a book or encyclopedia or dictionary, and it gives at least a similar quality to what that thing is. Okay? So on your paper though, it gives us a few more. It gives us verbal examples, statistics, and descriptive historical statements. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. I'm sorry, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth off the book and off of this. So in the book, it says observations can be either first-hand or second-hand. First-hand observations are those you make yourself. Second-hand observations are made by other people. For example, the information you find by looking in books or talking with other people. Okay, so when we look at the examples on your handout, which one, A, B, or C, do you think is a first-hand observation? Keeping in mind that a first-hand observation are those you make yourself. Those are the things that you see and actually experience yourself. Which one of these do you think are first-hand observations, A, B, or C? You have to actually look at your notes where it says factual evidence at the top. Okay, so at the top, which one do we think, in the factual evidence, which one do you think is a first-hand observation? You said C? Okay. Does anyone agree that C, look at C, what does C say, Ayana? You don't want to read it? Could you read it, please? You were going to read the before. Okay, descriptive historical statements. Reports that something happened at a certain time and place. Okay, so she says she thinks that that is a first-hand observation. Who agrees? Okay, so someone else take another stab at it. Which one, A, B, or C, do you think would be a first-hand observation? So we have A, verbal examples, which are detailed descriptions of specific cases, instances, or situations. Then we have B, statistics. How are you going to change it already?
I'm confused. It's an A. I think it's either A. Yeah, I think it's A.
It's A.
Or B.
It's A. So your first-hand observations are going to be A. They're going to be those verbal examples, okay, which are just detailed descriptions of specific cases, instances, or situations. But Ayana wasn't too far off. When we talk about second-hand observations, the things that we can actually find in books or maybe we see from the news, we're talking about the descriptive historical statements. okay, that we didn't witness, but someone else witnessed, and we just believe it from them. Okay, we found it in a book, and it's widely accepted that that is what was observed. Okay, then we have definitions. Okay, definition is more like a secondhand observation also, but it's really just being able to reference something in a book that is widely accepted also. The next thing that I want you to look at is the ways to prove a statement. You have 3 different ways that you can prove a statement. The first thing is you can use your own experiences, which would be your first-hand observations. Okay, you can ask a recognized expert, which will probably qualify as a second-hand observation. And then you can also consult an authoritative written source. Okay, so after you write that, that's the last thing that I want to have you to write. But on your actual notes, this is what I want you to label them. I want you to label them what we just said that they were. Part A, under factual evidence, I want you to put first-hand observation. Okay, part A under factual evidence, label part A as a first-hand observation.
First-hand?
Yeah, first-hand observation, part A, letter A. Letter B, statistics. Letter B is statistics, but you could probably just put a star by that.
How you spell it?
It's already on there. It's B. C
We're gonna
would be a
read it
second-hand observation. C is a second-hand observation.
With A.
First-hand observation. And then under C, just put definition. That's the last one, definition. Okay. So no, C is second-hand observation. Under C, put definition. That's the other type. So you should have first-hand observation next to A, next to B, statistics, next to C, second-hand observation, and D is definition. So just recapping what we went over today, I just want to check for understanding. Okay, so what is a fact?
A statement that can be proven.
Okay, a statement, thank you, a statement that can be proven. That's what a fact is. Okay, looking at your notes, how many types of facts are there?
7.
Add definition to it. 4. Okay, so you have a first-hand observation, you have statistics that you can use, you have second-hand observations, and then you also have definitions. Okay, so you have about 4 different types of facts. Okay, and so I just answered that for you. So what are those types of facts called? They're called first-hand and second-hand observations, statistics, and definitions. Okay. And then, what can they be used for? What can facts be used for? For something to be proven or to back up our statements, our claims, okay, our opinions. Facts can be used to back up opinions, okay, or our claims. But you still should be on page 490. And you need to be writing down you should have your correct heading at the top, you should have your objective down by now, and you should have down the definition of a fact. And now let's go over to evaluating opinion. So this is the second half. Write down the definition of an opinion if we didn't do so already yesterday. An opinion is a statement that tells what a person thinks, believes, or feels about a subject. Okay, an opinion is a statement that tells what a person thinks, feels, or believes about a subject. Okay? I think Mr. Kelly is stupid. Okay? That's someone's opinion.
What page did you say?
490. And officially 491 on the other half. Okay? I think Mr. Kelly is stupid. That's someone's opinion. Okay? I believe that Ford cars are wrecked. That's someone's opinion. Okay? I feel that down the definition of an opinion by now. You can determine if a statement is an opinion in the following way. So jot down some of the characteristics of these 3 bullet points. Number 1, this is how you can determine if a statement is an opinion. Look for adjectives or adverbs that involve judgments. For example, bad or good, better or worse, excellent or terrible. So just like on our PowerPoint for the op-ed assignment, we said that fried foods taste terrible. Okay, that would have been a dead giveaway that this is an opinion. No one can tell me what tastes terrible. I am in control of my taste buds. Okay, the second determinator for seeing if a statement is an opinion or not. Look for words that tell someone's beliefs about what needs to happen. For example, you'll see the words ought or should. Ought or should. Okay? You ought to get a haircut. You shouldn't wear those jeans. Okay? Those are opinions. Look for information that cannot be proved by using everything that we use to prove a fact. Observations, experiences, or an authoritative written source, or an expert. To decide whether an opinion is worth considering. To decide whether you should be entertaining the information that is coming out of someone's mouth. You should determine whether it is unsupported or informed. So write down the definition of an uninformed opinion and then an informed opinion. An unsupported opinion and an informed opinion. You should be writing down the definition from 491. You should be writing down the definition from 491. Please take the backpack off your desk and write down the definition for an unsupported opinion and an informed opinion. Pencil. Say it again? Clipboard. Jones, what is an unsupported opinion? Thank you. Okay. It's a statement that is often consisting of exaggerations or strongly worded judgments. Okay, they are not backed up by factual evidence.
Jay, you and because we thought she was back here, because we got like 3 times.
You did not knock
Did you knock 3 times out your head?
Look, this don't count. That don't count. That does not count. Here's your card, and make sure you get your folder. And I'll say 491. Okay, so it's unsupported. Okay, there's no factual evidence to back it up at all. It's just someone stating their opinion. So, how many people still ride roller coasters? Okay, I think when I was your age, I still rode them, but I don't ride them anymore. I'm too scared of them now. But, somewhat usually people my age, they get tired of riding them anyway. They do tend to get scared. But, people would say, oh, roller coasters are useless. There's no purpose in me riding those things. Okay, that would be someone's opinion. That's their strongly worded exaggeration of the subject. They have no type of evidence to back up anything. Okay, and then an informed opinion. Those are the ones that are supported with facts. So if we said that, roller coasters, they're useless. There's no point in me riding those things because I have a heart condition, and when that thing starts to drop, if I have a heart attack on there, I will surely die. Okay, so it's backing it up with a fact. I do have a heart condition, not me, but if I was that person, I would be given a fact right there if I had a heart condition. And so we'll be backing up with that factual evidence. Okay? Watch out! A statement that you agree with or that makes sense to you is not necessarily a fact. This is the watch out. A statement that you agree with or that makes sense to you is not necessarily a fact. So just because someone says something that you agree with, okay, or maybe you think, oh, that makes some sense, it's not necessarily a fact. So I remember there was this one, people be trying to be so profound on social media. They really be thinking that they saying something. Everyone wants to be saying something. Everyone wants to be social media famous. Okay, they want to see how many likes and stuff that they can get. But there was this one posting that this girl made, and it was this picture of this big guy and a female in front of him. And she said, I would rather be when you read it at first, you're thinking like, oh, she's trying to speak on something. Then when you think about it, it's like, wait a minute, that's the same thing. You trying to be a side chick, then be the main chick to an unfaithful guy, and it's like, both of them are cheating. It didn't make any sense. I posted that on my, when I read it, I was like, that's stupid. I wanted to see the comments that were being made to it, and people was like, that's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. It was the stupidest thing ever. And she probably thought when she created the little meme, she probably thought that, oh, I'm speaking on something. People about to agree with this, but they weren't. So things that you think probably make sense, they're not necessarily factual information. First of all, let's do a check for understanding to recap over opinions. So, without looking at your sheet, without looking at your the book, what is an opinion? What is an opinion? I have Jones and I have Zacchaeus. Those are the only two people who know what an opinion is. Okay, Gaye, what is an opinion?
It's something where a person thinks.
Okay, it's something that a person thinks. It's a statement that a person thinks. Okay, what else is an opinion? Maybe we can formulate it in a different way, Mrs. Zacchaeus.
A statement that can't be proven.
Thank you. Okay, that also is a statement that cannot be proven. Okay, so how many types of opinions are there?
A whole bunch. Like
4.
it's a whole bunch.
Is it still 4? No, that's 4
How many? There's 4 types of facts. How many opinions did we go over? Oh, you should be on page 491. So how many opinions did we go over? Demetrius? 2. Okay, and what are those types of opinions called, Demetrius? Without looking at your page.
Unsupported opinion and
Okay, unsupported.
I want to say it anyway.
Unsupported opinion and an informed opinion. Okay, and then our last one, thank you. I should have more people willing to volunteer. Just because I'm calling on one person at a time doesn't mean I shouldn't see all hands up. I should see people who know this information. So how can you determine if a statement is an opinion? Devontae, how can you determine if a statement is an opinion? What did we say? Jones, how can you determine if a statement is an opinion?
that's what Fred was trying to say. He was trying to say that it's often consistent of strong words and judgments that not backed up by facts.
Without looking at your paper.
Okay, so we can determine if a statement is an opinion because, for one, like Jones said, because of the words. Okay, the wording that's in it. Alicia, sit up. I'm going to make you stand up in a minute. We can tell by the wording that's in it, ought and should. Okay, we can also tell because it's information that we can't go verify anywhere. Okay? We can't check and see if that information is true. It's someone's opinion. Okay? And it's also, those are basically the main two. The other one is that it has adjectives and stuff in it. But yeah, so on your paper, we also have an expert opinion evidence. Expert opinion evidence, do you think that would be an informed opinion or an unsupported opinion? Expert opinion evidence says it consists of authoritative statements that explain factual evidence. It interprets the meaning of objects or events. So this is an authoritative opinion or statement that explains factual evidence. Which one do you think it would be? Do you think it would be unsupported or informed? Informed. Yeah. So an expert opinion evidence, this is a statement, it is an opinion, but it's backed up with facts, and it also can be used to interpret a fact, but you also have to back it up with facts to show that, hey, you know what you're talking about, because you're an expert.
So this is an opinion with facts.
It's an opinion that is supported with facts. Yeah. And we tend to believe it because we call the person an expert. We say that they are an accredited source. You have your homework out, and you're supposed to find a fact for your op-ed. So take that back out, and I will come around and collect that soon. Let's go over the practice at the bottom, though. It says identify each statement. This is your guided practice, your class practice. It says identify each statement as a fact or an opinion. If the statement is a fact, explain how you might prove it. If it is an opinion, tell how you could support it. So number one, Melisha, can you read number one, please? Yeah, in the bottom of page 491. Okay, Tallahassee became the capital of Florida in 1824. Okay, is this a fact or an opinion?
Fact.
Okay, this is a fact. And it said, if this is a fact, explain how you might prove it. How could we prove that this is a fact?
Google Maps.
On the map. Oh, wait, say it again.
Capital power maps.
But what did it say about the capital? It said that it became a capital in 1824.
So it's not on the map now?
But it wouldn't tell us that it became a capital. It would be on the map. The capital would, but it wouldn't tell us.
Search it up on
Why would
Google.
you that information? We just know capital.
Because we would want to verify, just like a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to see when Detroit became an actual city. And I noticed that Detroit became a city before this country became a country. So when you just want to know factual information, you have to be able to go somewhere and verify. So where could we verify this information?
Google.
You could probably Google it, or a book. What type of a book? Encyclopedia. Thank you. Or probably more specifically, we could look at an almanac. Usually an almanac has geographical information. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I don't have any tissue.
We got
Oh, so can you go to the restroom? I'll give you the passes so you can go. Here's the pass. And you can get some tissue. Okay, number two. Take number two. Micah.
What'd you say?
Take number two.
This new Kick Turn Deluxe skateboard is excellent.
Okay.
That's a
Hey, this new Kick Turn Deluxe skateboard is excellent. That's actually a stereotype. Sorry. Is that a fact or an opinion? That is an opinion. So it says, if it is an opinion, tell how you could support it. Okay, how could you support that? How could you support this opinion? If you wanted to make this statement, how many people? First of all, when I was younger, and this is a stereotype, but this is my firsthand observation. When I was younger, there weren't many African Americans in the inner city who were riding on skateboards. You just didn't see that too often. However, now that I'm older, 20 years into the future, you can take a seat anywhere in the center, and then grab your folder from the bin, and we're on page 491 of the Orange Book, Language Network book. But now that I'm older, 20 years into the future, I see a lot of African Americans in the inner city riding on skateboards. Is there anyone in here who rides on a skateboard?
I got those things.
Okay, you ride on a skateboard?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I see that now. So if we wanted to make this statement and support it, how could we support this statement?
Buy a skateboard and see if it's excellent.
Buy a skateboard and see if it's excellent, but still that would be just our own opinion. We would probably use which factual evidence?
Mr. Kelly, you know how, like,
Just
but shut up. See, never mind. Maybe now you want to ask my question.
No. Okay.
wouldn't it be secondhand
Because this is
observations?
fair.
Wouldn't it be secondhand observations?
I don't think so. I think on this one you would probably want to use statistics. Okay, you'll probably want to use a numerical representation. So you'll probably want to know how many people have tested out this skateboard and how many people want to post a review on the durability of this skateboard. How many people would like to take a vote on this? So 9 out of 10 people would say that this skateboard is excellent.
Oh, no, not on this.
Oh, okay. So that's how we would back it up. We would back it up with some of the factual evidence, okay? Or maybe you would want some first-hand examples, some verbal examples, okay? Next, number 3. Take number 3, Jalen.
Modern is a device.
Modem.
Oh, modem is a device that can data from one form to another.
Okay, so a modem is a device, thank you, that converts data from one form into another. What is this, a fact or an opinion?
Fact.
Fact. This is a fact. Okay, what type of fact is this?
Secondhand observation.
This would be, anyone want to take another stab at it? It's not a second-hand observation. Huh? Huh? Nope.
It's the one that's in the middle.
Statistics.
The one that's in.
It is. It's like the word, and then it's another one, and it's another one, and the other one's taken.
It's the one that's at the bottom, the very bottom.
Definition.
Definition.
Isn't that part of secondhand observation though? Isn't that in the same one?
No, so a second-hand observation would be more like gossip. Well, it's similar. It's similar, but it's more of a historical.
Yeah.
It's more of historical information. Okay, whereas a definition is just the definition of something. This is what it is. Okay, so so if it's a fact, explain how we might prove it. We might go to an actual book and verify that this is what it is. Number 4 says Mariah Carey has had several platinum albums. Okay, is that a fact or an opinion?
A fact.
Okay, that is possibly a fact. We would have to go verify it. Okay, where would we possibly go verify this information?
Google.
We could probably Google it. Okay, we could probably call the radio station,
No, you would see me. You could call and ask her.
or we could call and ask Mariah Carey. Okay, so potentially that would be a fact. Okay, so and then the last one, take the last one, Daquan.
Yeah. The black page support absolutely beautiful is the best car on the market for having both with ice roads.
Okay, is this a fact or an opinion, Chanel? It's an opinion. How can we tell that it is an opinion, Ajane? It's not supported by facts? Good. I wasn't even thinking of that. Militia, stand up. What's another way that we can tell this? How do we also know that it's an opinion? Monte. Because I need you to participate.
Help them out, Justin.
No, I don't want Justin just to help anybody, look at the wording in number 5, Mr. Devontae, and what word in there gives you the inclination that this is an opinion. Remember, we said certain words give off this evidence. What one word in there gave off the inclination this is an opinion? The Rampager Sport Utility Vehicle is the best car on the market for handling both wet and icy roads. Thank you. That's why I'm calling it. Because we have the right answer down there somewhere. Sit up low. Okay, so we've gone through the class practice, and now I'm going to set you off on your independent practice.